Have you had a hard time looking for locticians in your area? A good loctician is hard to find. That being said, it's a great career field to get into because people will travel all over the country to make sure that their hair is done properly. You could be that person in your area. You and two of your friends could be that person in your area. You could open up a little lock shop. There's a lot of possibilities here, and I want to make sure that if you're going to do that, you are educated properly. I'm organizing an in-person workshop. My workshops consist of 2 days, and we either do them back to back or we space them out a month or two apart. That sometimes people like to break it up so that they have time to digest it. The first one would be March 15th. Second one could potentially be March 16th, the next day. Or we can do March 15th or 16th for day one, and then May 17th or 18th for day two. The way my classes are broken up is workshop 1 is going to be all of your history of dreadlocks, philosophy of dreadlocks. So that covers the way that dreadlocks are thought about and understood on a philosophical, spiritual, personal understanding. We also want to understand the cultural aspects of it. That is a very deep part of the teaching that I do. You're going to learn how to set up a grid properly. It's something that I have this tendency to be fixing on people all of the time. The grid is extremely important, and learning how to section is really important. And I think that as a hairdresser, I understand how hair works. And so that's information that I'm going to be passing on to you, is to understand how to look at somebody's scalp and really know how to section it properly so that they're going to last forever. You're going to be provided with a mannequin head and all the tools that you're going to need to get started as a loctician. In my classes, I do bring in more than one hair type model, human model. You're going to understand your tools, your language, and then you're going to start breaking it down into different hair types and how to approach each hair type and which method is going to be right. Because I don't just teach one method. I teach my method, which is an approach and an understanding of dreadlocks so deep that no matter what hair type comes in front of you, you're going to know how to handle it. So the first class is going to be all about understanding dreadlocks and learning how to create them, how to do your social media, how to take your pictures, how to, set up a business and be good at that. Really, it's all very encompassing. It's a lot of information. So when we break it up month at a time or 2 months at a time, then maybe in that month you would go home and you would create a head of dreadlocks, or you would work on the mannequin head that you are going to be provided with. So when that month is up, or those 2 months are up, and you come back for class 2, that's when you're going to learn how to maintenance dreadlocks. Now, it's not just going to be the perfect scenario of maintaining the dreadlocks you created, which would be absolutely ideal, but I would say that like 75% of my business probably comes from people who have already had dreadlocks made for them by somebody else, or maybe they freeformed them themselves. Like I said, I've got over 12 years of experience seeing every issue you can possibly imagine, and I'm going to teach you how to tackle all of them. So class number 2 is going to be all about understanding how to fix dreadlocks, maintain dreadlocks, recreate somebody's grid, etc., etc. The reason people travel all over the country is because there's just not a lot of people out there who understand how to work on different hair types, and they create a lot of issues, and you're going to need to know how to tackle every single one of those issues. Aside from getting all of your tools given to you and a mannequin head and 12 plus years of my education transported into your brain, you also get the opportunity to work in my salon 3 times with your mannequin head or your client side by side. There's 3 of us in the salon who are experienced in this method as locticians, and so you will have access to all of us. You'll have the opportunity to shadow me if you want to, and just work next to me on an actual person, or just observing. However you want to do it, you have 3 days in my salon to do however you want to get your hands-on experience. I'm the one who created this method, and so you're going to get this information straight from the source, and it's not going to be watered down. It's a new approach that you're not going to find somewhere else. The method that I use is something that I came up with. You know, I was really lucky that I didn't have any education from any other locticians. I hadn't been watching locticians online. I really did my own dreads, and I had to come up with a solution of how to do them because nobody in my area knew how to work on my hair type. And so I used logic, understanding of hair, and my background in interior design and understanding how things work structurally. And I came up with my own method, which, as it turns out, is different from what other people are doing. And so thankfully I didn't have any of that outside influence, because I was able to create something that hadn't been done before. And if you look at my dreadlocks, I think you can see the difference. I don't work externally, so there's no caging going on, meaning I'm not creating a cage of winding or crisscrossing hair around straight hair. I'm actually working from the inside out. The dreadlocks that come about as a result of this process are, they're very consistent in their thickness. There's not a bunch of bumps. They really get mistaken for extensions all of the time. And also at the root, instead of them being really tight and seeing the grid, it's a thicker, softer, more natural looking root. It's extremely thorough. And you have access to me to ask me questions as you are learning and developing your skill when you're away from me back at home. You can hit me up. I'm available to help you workshop through whatever issues you might be going through with your clients. I mean, you're really going to get a lot of support through this, and you're going to be having an education and a new career that you can go and start doing immediately outside of class. The cool thing about this job is that you're going to be able to travel anywhere that you want to work on people, or you can work out of a salon. So if you would like to sign up for the class, then please hit me up as soon as possible so we can figure it out. I'm located in Chesapeake, Virginia. That's where the class is going to take place. So let me know if you're interested. Send me an email, briannadoeshair@gmail.com, briannadoeshair@gmail.com. Let's get this conversation started. We can have a video conference to really talk through what you're thinking and if this is going to be something that works for you. Talk to you soon.